From the walls of Hira, Aidan watched the slaughter on the plain. Beside him stood Padge, the old Ralad who had supervised the digging of the great pit in the plain. "Did you see that, Aidan of Dell?" gasped Padge. "That leader on the grey horse beast drove his sword into the woman with the eye patch. He killed her. But she was on his side. Why would he do such a thing?" "I do not know," said Aidan slowly. "Perhaps he is afraid." And so he should be. Azur of the dread gnome strode up to them, grinning fiercely. "We are winning. Our plan has worked to perfection, Archer of Azur." "So far it has," Aidan agreed, but he did not smile. Azur put her hands on her hips and glared at him. "What troubles you?" she demanded. "Is it that you are forced to watch the battle from above instead of fighting for yourself?" "Why, we discussed this till we were tired. It was decided that you would be far more of use here, where you could see all that happened and give commands accordingly. The timing of the different attacks was vital to the plan." "I know that," said Aidan with a sigh. "I accepted it." "Then it is the killing," Azur persisted. "There have been deaths on our side, certainly, but there have been far more on the other, and surely you did not expect that no lives would be lost in this battle?" "Certainly the warriors did not expect that. They knew full well the dangers they faced." "And the Ralads are doing their best for the wounded," Padge put in. "We are carrying them to safety and tending them as best we can." "I grieve for the dead, but that is not my only concern," Aidan muttered. "The truth is, I fear what might be ahead. There is something wrong here. Where are the Akbaba? By all reports, they have always accompanied the Shadow Army in the past, yet there is no sign of them." "They may come yet," Azur said grimly. "And if they do, my archers will be ready for them, never fear." She jerked her head at the tubs of oil that lined the walls. Each tub bristled with rag-wrapped arrows. Then she hurried away. "Perhaps the Greers will surrender soon," Padge murmured, his eyes on the battle. "I fear they will never surrender," Aidan said. "I do not think they know how to do so. They were created to fight, and they will keep fighting until they have no longer breath in their bodies." "But their leaders are human," Padge argued. "That man on the grey horse, for example, the one you said was afraid. He was riding at the head. Perhaps he—" Aidan shook his head. "Whatever he may wish to do, he will not do it. Even if he could control the Greers, which plainly he cannot, he must answer to his master in the Shadowlands." "The Shadow Lord is far away," said Padge. "The Shadow Lord is a powerful sorcerer," said Aidan. "The Greers are his creations. I cannot help but feel that he must have sensed what is happening here. If he has..." As he spoke, he looked again out at the plain, and he saw a long grey cloud on the horizon, ringed and pierced with scarlet light. The cloud was touching the ground. It was sweeping towards the city very fast, and 7 fearsome ships wheeled above it. A chill ran down Aidan's spine. He drew a sharp breath. "Azur," he shouted. "Beware, Akbaba." He heard the dread gnome's answering cry and saw torches flame along the walls. He rang the bell of warning to alert the troops on the ground of the coming danger. But as he did, he knew it was too late for the soldiers to withdraw and too late for flight. The cloud was already rolling across the plain. Aidan could smell the stench of the Akbaba as they soared above the confusion of the battle. The foot soldiers at the rear, merfolk, dread gnomes and Greers alike, were now turning, screaming, falling to their knees. Horses were rearing and shrieking in terror, their riders desperately trying to calm them. Black swarms of bees were swirling in confusion. And now he could see shapes within the cloud, gleams of green, and bulky figures in metal helmets and breastplates. He caught his breath at the power of the sorcery that could sweep new and terrible forces into the battle in the twinkling of an eye. Then he felt the presence at the cloud's center, felt the malice streaming from it like a cold breath, and it was as if his blood had turned to ice. Beside him, Padge drew a long, shuddering breath. Azura and her archers seemed frozen where they were standing. The Akbaba swooped, snatching and tearing at screaming soldiers on the plain, then soaring back into the air with dripping beaks and talons, screeching in triumph.